Hi guys, good news is you would have seen in the last episode we've got the bike running. Now there's a whole heap of electrical tied out. We've got the tail lights to wire in. I've got this which I'm going to have a crack at now, which is the starter button. I need to fix that wire there. I'm not a great solderer, but we'll do what we can there. We've got all the wiring for the new solenoid needs to be put back in behind the battery. So I think this is going to be pretty much an episode of just getting all that done. We might get the fairings on after that, but first things first, get all this electrical stuff sorted out. So I want to join these two wires, and I think what I might do is just cut this back a little bit further so I've got a bit of room to play with. We'll retape this up later.
That's the wrong way.
Good on you. Hello. Alright, so we might get a little bit of heat shrink. I've got a bit of heat shrink up here. Pop that over there and slide it down there out of the way. Alright, see if we can get a bit of solder onto that. Might not be hot enough yet. Right, that should do us. Slide that heat shrink over that. Just make sure that's, yep. We'll get the heat gun onto that and put all that back in. I think we'll just tape that up, Henry, just with electrical tape. Righto, good. Righto, so we've heat shrunk that little bit of connection that you saw me solder. I'm just going to neatly wrap this up. Right. One new wiring loom for the button. Now that's all together, isn't it? We just have to put that back on the handlebar.
Yep.
Yep, righto. Let's go. So that just plugs back into that connector. That little hole in the top of the handlebar's got a locating pin in the... Yep, perfect. Do you want me to hold that while you screw it in? So that's just two Phillips heads?
Yep.
Okay, Henry's going to pull this battery out again because we need to put all the wiring for the solenoid back up behind the battery where it actually belongs. So based on some good advice we got on the last comment. Negative comes off first, so it's not ground, it's not earthed, and then the positive. We need to also take that little, that's it, look at that one. Alright, and that allows you to get that piece tucked back up in behind where it's meant to go. That's pushed in. Yep, and that can go back in. And tighten. Don't forget when you tighten that up. There's that little connector there. There's that one. That one. That one. They're all tight. Yep. And what about that one that was up the back here? Yeah, that one there. Oh, there's a nut on the back of that. I'll hold that. I might have to get that spanner under that because that's spinning now on my fingers. So that's tight. That's clear. Those wires. Okay, I think that's all. That's all back in. Right, we'll turn our mind to these tail lights now, I think. Up here. So we've tidied up a bit of the wiring at the back, ready for the new tail light. And I've just put all that wiring sort of clumped it up and put it in the right spots. That's a bit superfluous. Yeah, that's all right. Just worried it's going to touch that exhaust. It will get hot there. In fact, I might move that because that exhaust is right there, Henry. Okay. So I might move that up here a bit further out of the way. So it's got some protection. So I'll do that. So I'll move that up there. All these connectors are now ready for the new wiring harness on the tail light. Now, let's have a little look. Henry's bought gold Allen bolts, sorry, for the trim pieces to match the others. It's going to look very goldy, Henry. I don't know. Anyway, I think it'll come up all right. Are you using ones? So do you need to use them there when you can't see them? I suppose if you've got enough.
No, I'm just holding it in place.
Right.
Until we put the other one on.
Right. They're the right length ones, I suppose. Yeah. Alright. There's another one down there, is there?
Yes, come a bit.
Yeah, you can do them up loose first. Because that piece there you're holding is normally black on most of them I saw. That's the bit that has been painted. That looks good. Right. Well guys, you would have seen us put some of the fairing onto this. We've got the nose cone on, got some of these smaller pieces. We've made a little bit of a tidy up. You can see on this one, the tab on the other side, and we haven't got it on yet, I've had to just put together a bit of a washer onto the fairing and just using araldite to create an equivalent tab. So I've done that on the other side. We'll let that dry, of course, and get strong before we do anything else. But before we do any more fairing, it's time to do an oil change while we can get to everything. We've got oil, got a filter. I always get the ones with the little nut on them because it makes it easier to get off. But of course the one that's on there is not one with a nut. So we'll get that off in a minute. But we'll wheel it out and we'll get this oil, old oil out, and put some new oil in. Thing at the top.
Yep.
So that's a 5mm Allen on this. I'm just doing that all. That's loose already. Good. Alright. Just put that bolt up there. It's not black, like I can see through the stream. But we don't know how long it's been in there, and we might as well do it properly. Now let's see if we can get that filter cracked as well. Look, didn't think I was going to be able to do it by hand once I've got that. Righto, we'll let that drain for a few minutes. We'll come back. So, okay, 14 foot-pound. I'm just going to pop that. We got a litre and a half. So we've put a little bit over 3 litres in, so stand it up on its centre, Henry. And that's sitting right between the high and low marks. So that'll be okay, I think. Righto, we can get back to fixing this tail and the electrical and putting these other fairings on. But maybe give it another start now, Henry, and just give it a bit of a, we'll just check everything's tight and that. All right. guys, if you're wiring in one of these fancy tail lights, it's LED, and you need to insert some sort of a resisting unit into that. Now these go in parallel, so what that means is if you were doing series, you would have simply each one of these yellow cables is a blinker, one blinker from the tail light into one blinker from the wiring loom. Now that's left and right. I've just cut the ends off those and cleaned them up and put one of these little crimped connector pieces on it. I'm about to do the same for these because they came with these connectors. I'm going to cut them off. You can see I've put the red one on. I'm going to put the blue one on to match, so they're the same size. But you can't just go connect and expect it to run. You need to connect these two into there as well as these two. So in effect, you've got for each one a wire to the blinker and a wire to the resistor, and then on the other side of the resistor, those two black cables just go to earth. Now I've got an earth lead here somewhere. I've just got the green alligator clip on at the moment. So they need to go parallel. The reason is just doesn't work in series, it doesn't do anything. So you need to basically puts a differential load on the two lines, and then this will flash at the right frequency, about 1 hertz, 1 flash per second. We had it just wired up in series just to see what happened, and we're getting about 4 hertz or thereabouts. It was flashing fairly rapidly, 1/4 of a second. So we're going to do that now. All right, we're trying to diagnose where electricity goes. We've got little blinkers that go, what do? They connect to these resistors, and we want to try and connect that blinker loom into that tail light loom, and then connect it all into the bike loom. So I've drawn an easy to follow schematic, and my next job is to try and make up a custom loom that joins all this together. But I've already blown. Did you fix that fuse?
Yeah, this one.
Okay, I just blew a fuse in testing things. So when you're shoving metal things into electrical sockets, like that one there, just be careful, because I bridged across 2 of the little pins and blew the headlight fuse. So I don't think there's much point in showing you a lot of this stuff, because it's going to be boring, and it's just me joining connectors to wires and trying to get all that working. So maybe when I've got it all put together, we'll show you what it looks like. So we've got the wiring done for the blinkers. I have to do the brake lights yet. The brake lights are working for the tailpiece, but not for these little extra blinkers. I think I said earlier in another video that we've got to put those blinkers on, I think, to get legal registration in New South Wales, because these ones here are too close together, so you need to come out and have them separated. So I think we're getting close. We just need to wire the little auxiliary ones in now so that the brake lights work. Probably, as you said, Henry, we don't have to do it, but we might try it anyway. Right guys, we've put all the wiring back. All that spaghetti of wiring is now nice and neat. These resistors, we've just strapped them to the frame where you can still get the tail piece on. We've put them on with normal zip ties. They do get warm, but we don't think they'll burn through. I've put heat resistant tape on the wiring down here. All this under here is very neat. So neat you can't see it. So it's all tucked up into here. Try and get that to focus. And a little bit of heat proof there, because it is between the exhaust. But that heat proof sticky foil, we think, will protect that. So Henry, do you want to just pop that tail piece back on and we'll show everyone what it all looks like. Because I think it looks pretty good. We've got effectively that tail light piece, which is an aftermarket piece, these little blinkers, which are aftermarket, all wired together and into the main wiring loom for the bike. So Henry, go and turn that on. I'll get back here. So ignition on, you can see blinkers and tail light just come on. Blinkers, we'll get down here so we can see the blinkers. Yep, there we go, they're both working. Left brake on and off, that's working fine. Do the right side, Henry, and that's it. That'll pull us up, guys. Didn't get the fairing on this one, but this episode's plenty long enough, I think, at the moment. Maybe a little bit more boring than the other ones. Just wiring's not exciting, but I think we've got a pretty good outcome with these lights. So looking forward to the next one where we put some fairing on, hopefully take it for a ride up the street. See you until next time, bye.